Ladies and gentlemen, life has a simple but powerful truth. You can get whatever you want, but not by wishing, not by hoping, not by waiting. You get what you want by becoming the kind of person who deserves it. Goals don't respond to luck. They respond to discipline, growth, and value. Clarity is where it all begins. If you don't know exactly what you want, you'll end up wandering through life, busy but not effective, active but not productive. Too many people wake up every day chasing shadows because they've never taken the time to sit down and define their destination. Imagine a sailor setting out to sea with no map, no compass, no destination in mind. The waves will toss him wherever they please, and after months of effort, he'll find himself nowhere. That's exactly how most people live hardworking, but directionless. Clarity is about specificity. It's not enough to say, "I want success." What does success mean to you? Success for one man may mean building a company, while for another it may mean raising a strong family, and for someone else it may be living in peace by the beach. Vague goals bring vague results. The clearer you are, the more powerful your energy becomes. When you say, "I want to earn $100,000 a year by offering this specific service to this specific group of people," suddenly your brain starts working on the how. When you say, "I want to lose 20 pounds in the next 6 months by following this exact plan," your body and habits begin to align. Clarity brings focus, and focus multiplies effort. Without it, even your strengths scatter. With it, even your weaknesses can be overcome. That's why writing down your goals is so critical. It takes the dream from your imagination and places it on paper where it becomes tangible, almost like a contract with yourself. The moment you see it written down, it shifts from a wish to a target. And once you have a target, you can aim. Clarity also simplifies decision making. Every opportunity, every distraction, every invitation can be tested against your vision. Ask yourself, does this move me closer to what I've defined, or does it pull me further away? With clarity, you stop living by chance and start living by choice. Life becomes less about reacting and more about creating. And the beauty is this: clarity doesn't come from sitting around waiting for inspiration. It comes from asking yourself the tough questions, being brutally honest about what matters to you, and giving yourself permission to dream without limits. Once the picture is clear in your mind, the work becomes exciting. You stop drifting, and you start moving with direction. Desire by itself is cheap. Everyone has desires. Everybody wants a better life, more money, greater health, deeper relationships, freedom, recognition, success. But wanting is not enough. Desire is the spark, yes, but it is not the fire. Discipline is what keeps the flame alive long enough to cook the meal. Discipline is the great separator, the dividing line between those who wish and those who achieve. You see, life does not respond to wishes. It responds to consistent action. And action requires discipline. Think about it. How many people on January 1st declare resolutions with passion, excitement, and desire? But by February, the gym is empty, the journals are blank, the promises forgotten. Why? Because desire faded and there was no discipline to take its place. Desire is a feeling. Discipline is a decision. Feelings change with the weather, but discipline anchors you when motivation disappears. Discipline is simply doing what you know you must do, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's the ability to delay gratification today for the promise of a better tomorrow. The student who studies when friends are playing, the athlete who trains while others sleep, the entrepreneur who makes the calls while others complain. These are the people who turn dreams into reality. Their secret isn't luck or talent, it's discipline, and here's the truth. Discipline always costs something, but so does regret. One price is paid in advance with effort and sweat. The other is paid later with disappointment and sorrow. You get to choose which bill you want to pay, and discipline is always the cheaper bill. The pain of discipline weighs ounces, the pain of regret weighs tons. The beauty of discipline is that it compounds. At first, it feels small waking up early, saving a little money, reading a few pages, exercising for 30 minutes. But stack those disciplines daily, and they begin to multiply. The small disciplines you practice today become the massive achievements you enjoy tomorrow. Just as pennies compound into fortune, daily disciplines compound into greatness. And here's the reward. Once you practice discipline long enough, it stops feeling like a burden and becomes your lifestyle. It becomes who you are. The same way brushing your teeth is no longer a debate. Your disciplines become habits so ingrained that you don't argue with yourself about them. That's when you know you've transformed desire into reality. Discipline doesn't make life easy, but it makes life worthwhile. The disciplined person earns freedom, the freedom to enjoy health, wealth, respect, and peace of mind. Because without discipline, desire is nothing more than a daydream. But with discipline, desire turns into results, and results build the life you truly want. The marketplace doesn't care about what you want. It doesn't reward dreams, wishes, or even desperation. The marketplace rewards value. That is the law, and no one escapes it. You may wish to be rich, but the marketplace will ask you one question. What value are you bringing in exchange? You may wish for opportunity, but the marketplace will respond. How have you prepared yourself to deserve it? Life does not pay you for your needs. It pays you for your value. Think about it. Two people can stand side by side, both working the same number of hours, both putting in effort. Yet one earns 10 times more than the other. Why? Not because life is unfair, not because luck favors one and not the other, but because one person has increased his value in the marketplace. The world pays more for rare skills, refined talents, and developed character. If you want more, you must become more. That is why self-education is critical. Formal education may earn you a living, but self-education can earn you a fortune. Every book you read, every skill you sharpen, every habit you master, these are investments in yourself, and they increase your worth. The more you know, the more you can do. The more you can do, the more you can contribute. And the more you contribute, the greater your reward. The farmer doesn't complain that the soil only gives to those who plant. He understands that value must be sown before it can be reaped. Here's the mistake many make. They pray for life to be easier instead of working to become better. But life does not bend to wishes, it bends to growth. If you want a better position, improve your skills until you're impossible to ignore. If you want a better income, offer more value than anyone else in your field. If you want influence, build wisdom and character until people trust your voice. The question is never, why won't the marketplace give me more? The question is always, how can I bring more to the marketplace? And the beauty of value is that it multiplies when shared. When you solve problems for others, when you meet needs, when you make lives better, you will never be out of work. You will never be out of opportunities. The marketplace is a mirror. It reflects back the value you've given. If you don't like the reflection, don't argue with the mirror. Change what you're bringing. So, remember this. Wishes are cheap, but value is priceless. Stop hoping for shortcuts and start working on yourself. Develop skills, sharpen discipline, cultivate wisdom, expand your capacity. The day you become more valuable is the day life will open doors you never imagined. Your future is hidden in the people you spend your time with. Associations are powerful, more powerful than most people realize. You can't spend all your time with negative, small-minded, excuse-making people and expect to live a life of vision, growth, and achievement. Whether you know it or not, the attitudes, habits, and philosophies of the people closest to you are shaping your destiny day by day. Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future. If your circle is filled with complainers, you will soon find yourself complaining. If your circle is filled with dreamers, doers, and achievers, you'll soon be pulled in the direction of progress. We all become like the people we're around slowly, quietly, almost invisibly. It's like osmosis. Their thinking seeps into yours, their habits rub off on you. Their expectations of life set the bar for what you think is possible. This is why choosing associations wisely is not optional. It's essential. If you want to achieve more, you must deliberately place yourself in the company of people who think bigger, demand more from themselves, and hold themselves accountable. Be around people whose presence makes you rise higher. Sometimes one conversation with the right person can inspire more growth than a year of struggle alone. But here's the hard truth. This often means distancing yourself from people who drag you down. That doesn't mean you stop loving them. It means you stop letting them decide your future. If someone constantly talks you out of your goals, questions your dreams, or mocks your discipline, you must ask yourself, why am I allowing their voice to shape my destiny? Associations are like soil. Plant yourself in poor soil, and your growth is stunted. Plant yourself in rich soil, and you flourish. The right associations also provide accountability. Success is too big a task to handle alone. We need voices that challenge us, mentors that correct us, peers that encourage us, and friends that believe in us. The wrong crowd will comfort you in mediocrity. The right crowd will challenge you into excellence. One drags you backward, the other pulls you forward. And remember, association is not just about people you physically meet. Today, your associations can come through books, podcasts, videos, and mentors you may never shake hands with. You may not be able to sit with a billionaire or a world-class leader every day, but you can listen to their philosophy, study their habits, and let their influence shape your mind. So ask yourself honestly, who am I becoming because of the people around me? Are they lifting me or limiting me? Are they pointing me toward growth or pulling me back into comfort? Because whether you realize it or not, your associations are writing the script for your future. If you want to change your life, sometimes the first step is to change your company. Nothing worthwhile in life comes without resistance. Every dream, every goal, every breakthrough is met with challenges, setbacks, and delays. That's the price of progress. Life is designed to test you, to see how badly you really want what you say you want. And here's the truth, most people quit too soon. They give up at the first sign of difficulty, not realizing that resistance is not the enemy. It's the proof you're on the right path. Resistance shows up when you're moving forward. If there were no challenges, you'd know you were standing still. Persistence is the great equalizer. You don't have to be the smartest, the fastest, or even the most talented. But if you refuse to quit, if you stay in the game long enough, you will outlast people who started stronger than you. History is full of stories of ordinary men and women who achieved extraordinary results simply because they refused to stop. The winners of life are not always the most gifted, but they are almost always the most persistent. Think about the farmer. He plants the seed in spring, but he doesn't see the harvest the next day. He waters, he waits, he protects the crop from pests and storms. Weeks go by with no visible results, but he persists. And then, in due season, the harvest appears. Most people give up before their season arrives. They forget that persistence is the bridge between planting and reaping. Persistence requires faith, faith that the effort will pay off, Faith that the pain is temporary. Faith that the delays are not denials, but part of the process. Every great achievement in life is on the other side of persistence. When Thomas Edison was asked about his thousands of failed experiments, he replied, "I didn't fail. I found thousands of ways that didn't work." That's persistence. He knew that if he kept going, eventually resistance would have to bow. And here's the beauty: persistence builds character. Every time you push through discouragement, you become stronger. Every time you get back up after a setback, your resilience grows. Every time you refuse to quit, you prove to yourself that you are bigger than your problems. That confidence becomes fuel, and that fuel keeps you moving forward. Remember this: resistance is temporary, but persistence is permanent. Obstacles will eventually move, critics will eventually quiet down, circumstances will eventually shift, but only if you remain standing. If you walk away too soon, you'll never know how close you were to the finish line. But if you persist, life will eventually open the doors it once tried to keep shut. So make up your mind, you will not quit. You will outlast the obstacles, outlast the doubts, outlast the delays. Because persistence always outlasts resistance. And when life sees that you cannot be broken, it has no choice but to hand you the reward. So, how do you get whatever you want? You don't beg for it. You don't wait for it. You earn it by clarity, by discipline, by becoming valuable, by choosing the right associations, and by persisting until the doors open. Dreams are not given. They are traded for discipline, growth, and persistence. Pay the price, and life will hand you the reward.